we're trying to win the league here. We got City. City were top of the league going into the game. They're looking better and better every week. And like I was just saying, on the weekend they look phenomenal. And it's like, I want us to respond to that. We're going, hey, we're still top, by the way. We're still here. We've got less injuries now, etc. It's only really Gabriel and Havertz, the main ones we're missing. And I still haven't seen that spark that maybe we had at the start.
I look at Man City and people go, oh, they're winning all that. Every game that they've played at this moment in time, I expect them to have won, right? Same as us, right? The last time they had a game that they was in danger of not winning was Newcastle away. They lost, you know what I mean? We've had some real difficult games. But I look at it now, we've got Brighton at home, Aston Villa at home, Bournemouth away, right? If that's Man City, that's 9 points. So that's what I'm expecting us to do now. Like, and how you get those 9 points? At the moment, City are cruising those 9 points, you know what I mean? Like, all points. We've got to start doing that now ourselves.
You say that though, but they lost to Aston Villa.
They've lost to Aston Villa away, they've lost to Newcastle away.
Yeah.
The games that they've...
Yeah, you know what, Lee, funny enough, I got them because I saw DR Sports put out this yesterday.
Shout out DR.
And it sort of went through like their last 7 games. All right, I'll take out the Real Madrid game because obviously that's in the Champions League. But in the Premier League, they have been on fire. They have been winning games. But let's just, if we actually look a bit deeper into it, there was the Leeds game. You'd expect them to win that, right?
Just about beat it.
And that was 3-2. Remember, they 2-0, they came back 2-2, scraped it in the end.
We won 5-0.
In injury team. Then they had the away at Fulham, where they won 5-4, where they were 5-1 up and just escaped that. Then they've beaten Sunderland 3-0. They won away at Palace, where they had a few scares there, but that's a decent win at Palace. They beat Brentford at home. They beat West Ham at home. Let's be real. Yeah. Right, when everybody's losing it at Arsenal and saying, you know, a lot of our fans, and I get it because they have chased us down in the past. But when you look at those games, you would expect them to win all. The only out of those games that I'd say there may be some doubt would have been the Palace game. Because even Sunderland, they got them at home. I expect them to win, to beat Palace. So those are all games you'd expect them to win. I think they've got, coming up in January now, is when I think they're going to be tested a bit more. They got to go.
They got Chelsea twice.
They got Chelsea. They got to go away to Man United. You know what I mean? Manchester derby's never easy. They've got Spurs coming up in February, which they haven't done well again. But they've got, funny enough...
Most half and half scarves get sold at Spurs. You know that, like, it's Man City. Like, you know,
yeah, but, you know, Spurs now, they're going to need to actually win that game for themselves, you know what I mean? So they got more testing games coming up. I think the games... Whereas if you look at the run of games we've had,
Chelsea away.
North London derby, that's never easy, even though we made it look easy. It's never easy on paper, just like I'm looking at the United game for them. You look and think, yeah, United, they'll destroy United. But for some reason, that's a tough game for them, right? We had to go away at Chelsea. Those are tough games, you know what I mean? Like, we had to go away at Villa. So that's included in that run. We've had a much harder run than them. But, as you guys are saying, I feel... We're getting those last couple of games we've won, but the performances need to improve.
100%. That's the main point, it's the performances. Like you just read out their results there, them Leeds and Fulham games, well, quite far away ago, whereas the Sunderland Palace ones are the more recent ones. And the thing I've noticed with them is that they're playing better. They might not get the same better results, but in terms of playing football, in terms of watching the football team, effectiveness, players playing in form, Shirky, Ryander's got another goal for the first one in a while. Haaland's Haaland, we can ignore him, but even defensively, they're not shipping goals like they were at the start of the season.
They're giving up a lot of chances, though.
They do give up chances.
Look at that game last week against Palace. But right? I think if Palace had their shooting boots on, they should have been a couple of goals up.
But I think the main point is for them is their performances are getting better as week goes on, and they're still missing Ballon d'Or winner, best midfielder in the league.
But that's the only player they're missing.
But when he comes back in, I just don't know. I think they'll just go on that Pep Guardiola run again.
I'm not convinced they will.
Oh my goodness.
I think they're playing against teams, and a lot of those games have been home games as well. I think they're playing against teams they're supposed to win, right?
But look at us against Wolves. We're supposed to win.
Yeah, I get that. I get it. We want it, but the performance weren't good. I get it. But just like they had their dips in performances earlier on in the season, and you know they've lost 4 games.
Yeah, no, start
right, and you know we're going through our patch at the moment. We actually ain't lost as many. We've lost one out of those, and that was a 90-odd minute. So I think there's things for Arsenal not to get too down in the dumps about, because there are players coming back. You know what I mean? Like you said, Gabriel's going to come back. We now see a lot stronger. You looked at the bench on Saturday, you thought, if it is going south, you can bring on Martinelli, you can bring on Eze, you can bring on Jesus. We didn't have that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's
we didn't have that.
Now.
But the performances now, you know, as I said, it looked a bit to me on Saturday, that was kind of like a safety first. Let's get the job done. Make sure we win this one after last week. But I want to see, like when we got Brighton, you know, and even that Villa game, that might even suit us playing Villa at home, because we're going to be up for that game. This is a big game now. I think the performances.
What we got to do, and Arteta's got to unlock this now, is for me, yeah, we're a little bit safe and everything like that. But I'm looking at players now, whether it be Odegaard or Eze, both of them have got to step up to the plate.
Yeah.
Both, whoever's in that team has to step up to the plate.
Do you remember when we was driving home? We had Matt Pincus was in with us, right? And he raised he came out with this question that he asked
great
us,
question.
right? And let's ask you guys. He does come up with some little gems, Matt Pincus. Big him up, right?
Coming up with something.
So he said, right? He goes, would you take Declan Rice being out for the rest of the season if Haaland was out for the rest of the season?
No. I wouldn't.
That's a good question.
It's a good question.
No,
Not even close. I think.
I want to hear from you guys in the comments on this one as well.
Yeah.
No,
It was a good question.
I wouldn't.
I think we fall completely apart, whereas Man City just go and spend 60 mil on a striker in January. You know what I mean?
Forget. No one can spend nothing.
I wouldn't.
Okay, would
No
I
one can
rather
spend nothing.
Would I rather
So-
Arsene Norgard or City and Marmoush? Definitely. You know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
They've got
Declan Rice.
Marmoush is okay.
We said keep Declan.
We said
Yeah.
keep Declan
You know
as
what I
well.
mean?
That's how valuable he is to us, man. He's unreal.
So important to our team.
Listen, getting back to the art, like, there's something fundamentally wrong at Arsenal, isn't there? They're not playing well.
No.
Listen, I said that was always going to be a difficult game and everything. They're away from home, but you look at the context of the both games now. Wolves at home and that game there, we're struggling a little bit. I don't know what it is. The front 4 or 5's not quite clicking. It isn't.
Yeah.
Again, I thought, you know, they give Saka man of the match, like, you know what I mean. I thought he was okay, Saka. He was their most dangerous player, but we're actually, like, you know, pushing a boat out saying he was the man of the match and things like that, because that ain't the Saka that I've seen over the last 2 or 3 seasons. You know what I mean? Like, he was still decent, but he wasn't like up there in those sort of standards. And I just think at the end of the day, look, it was a scrappy 1-0. We got the result. That's what's the most important thing.